The Mega Man series is a series of video games ranging from action platformers all the way to grid-based, real-time RPGs. It's quite a difference of games, and quite honestly, you can split them kind of right in half of where the platformers were, and then when they stopped, and when the real-time, grid-based system of RPGs began. These two video games have a lot in common, but they are different genres. And distinctly, right in the middle, is where they separated. You see, I grew up playing the platforming series. Your original Mega Man games, your Mega Man X, your Mega Man ZX video games. These were a blast. Such tight platformers, not as forgiving as some of the Mario games. You know, some of these Mega Man games didn't even start out easy. Some of them really made you want to throw your controller. But it was a lovely series. It was amazing. It was some of my greatest memories in my early video game years. And then, at some point, they switched to a completely new art style based off of a TV show that was out called the Mega Man Battle Network series. And this was a pretty good TV show, at least here in the US. I really enjoyed it. Watched it on Kids WB on Saturday mornings growing up every single week, and I loved it. Well, they switched genres when they made video games based off of this Mega Man to the grid-based, real-time RPGs. And there's mixed reviews on how they switched this and whatnot. There's a lot of people that are pure and really love the platformer series, but man, there's a cult following of these Mega Man games. And in fact, today, right now, as we speak, they are out on all platforms. I've personally picked it up from the Nintendo Switch. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. But me personally, I didn't play those games right when they came out. I played them later on. They probably started coming out when I was in elementary school, and I didn't really touch them until late high school. I had a blast playing them when I played them, but something I did notice is they were not like the original Mega Man games. And I always had this thought in the back of my head of, man, I really love that Mega Man Battle Network series from the TV. It's the Mega Man I grew up watching. It's not the Mega Man I grew up playing, but it's the Mega Man I grew up watching. But the Mega Man I grew up playing was a platforming series. And I kind of wanted to combine the two. But Capcom never really did that. And I don't really know how many people asked for it. Don't really know if there's a lot of people that wanted that, but Capcom never really did it. And so there's just a distinct line between the two series of games. And I just, I enjoy both series of games, but I wish they had combined them. But then I forgot. There was a game that I did grow up playing on the Nintendo GameCube. Mega Man Battle Transmission. I can't read. Mega Man Network Transmission. I did play this a decent bit growing up, but admittedly, I had two brain cells growing up. You see, slight tangent here. When I got my GameCube, I had very few games on it. So the very few games that I played over and over again. This was one of those games. And admittedly, as we're going to go into a little bit later on in this video, I didn't really know how to save games often growing up. My Pokemon games, I knew how to save those, but for whatever reason, this game, I was such an idiot kid. I didn't know how to save this game. So I only played a portion of this game over and over and over again. Meaning every time I turned off my console, the next day I went to go play this game again. Yeah, that's right, I had to start from the beginning. So I got decently familiar with the beginning part of it. And we'll go on to that a little bit more, but I had a blast playing this game growing up. Honestly, I've forgotten about it over the years. And when they announced this Legacy Collection that is out today, I was actually kind of shocked that this wasn't in it, because this does fall right in between the two games. I know a lot of people consider this a spin-off, but me, I don't. I've always considered the main series games. It is very much so a full game. It takes probably about 8 hours to beat if you're really chugging it along, and it has so many bosses. Oh my gosh, it's literally just an old school classic Mega Man game with this kind of paint on it. And they do have some mechanics from the new series built into it. It's actually really cool. Critically, it did not do so well. Totally understand that. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about I don't know why I keep putting this game down, even though I'm going to continue talking about it. We're here to talk about what is actually in this game. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into what it's like playing this game, and we'll get on to my genuine thoughts about the game after all this. So, let 'em whip? No, that's not it. Let's jack in! I want to preface this section of the video by stating that all the high-resolution footage is from another YouTuber. His name is Rangris. You can check him out in the top link of my description below. His channel focuses on challenge runs of various video games, like a chipless playthrough of Megaman Network Transmission. Your videos are top tier, man. Keep up the good work. Megaman Network Transmission has you platforming through different levels, looking for different passcodes to allow you to get to new areas of the WWW. I'm only assuming that stands for World Wide Web. But this is a hub area that you have to navigate in order to access new areas to be able to move through the game. These areas unlock more bosses to face and new story beats. Honestly, the best part of this game is the bosses. And the story isn't too bad either. Just a quick summary is that there's a virus going around that is infecting various net navies. I think that's what they're called. Is that right? I'll check on it later. You have to find the source of where the virus is coming from and track it down to save the WWW. The platforming is pretty decent in this game, but the bosses is where it's at. They play like any game's traditional bosses, having a set pattern of attacks, and you have to react to them to defeat them. The neat part about the gameplay is you have battle chips that you get to use to do more damage. They also do damage in different ways. Some of them are guns with big blast radiuses, some of them have smaller blast radiuses. Some are swords, some of them can heal you. Some provide utility like double jumps. You have to learn to manage these well to be able to get through the levels. Or like in the case of Rangris, as you can see, you can just not use any chips if you are just a stinking legend. All in all, this game is fun, but it doesn't feel as well designed as the original Mega Man series. Nor does the strategy aspect feel as complex as the Battle Network series. It's honestly just a weird middle ground between the two. It doesn't do spectacularly well in any category, really at all. I still had a blast playing this game, but I enjoy the other series of games more. Honestly, I think my nostalgia is what brings me back to this game. I would love to see Capcom do a Mega Man game again that combines the two genres. Heck, I would even love to see them go open world, but that's a different conversation for a different day. But all I want to see them do is go all out in whatever categories they decide to put into the game. What are your thoughts on this game? Have you played it? Are you interested in playing it now? Thank you to Rangris again. Go sub to his channel, watch a bunch of his content, have fun over there, give him likes, comment on everything, show him some love. As always, thanks. Remember to stay fresh. Gummy out.